My name is Dominique Wilson, and I'm 24 years old, and I live in Chicago, Illinois.
I'm from Hollywood, Florida, and I'm 21 years old.
My name is Andrew Pulsfer. I'm 35 years old, and I'm from Denver, Colorado.
I learned fairly young that I was HIV positive when I was probably around 7 or 6 years old, by the woman that adopted me, that I call Granny. And so she was very transparent with me about my status and very open and educated me about what it really meant to be HIV positive. I did get involved in some lights that deterred my direction in life, and I contribute that to the killing of my brother. My oldest brother got shot and killed, and he was shot and killed on the same block he hustled on. And I remember this very vividly and how I changed as a person.
And how old were you then?
At that time, I would say I was probably about 15 when he was killed. And in my mind, I was thinking, this is my biological brother, and as I remind you, I'm adopted. So when I lost him, I felt as if that I didn't have a close relationship with my family, and I didn't want to move forward with my life and say, oh, I don't know my family members, so I want to start getting to know them. So I started hanging out on a block. There was a time when I was in high school and I was going through the challenges in my life where I was on the streets doing things I wasn't supposed to do. And there was a moment where I get a phone call, and it was one of my mentors. And he'll say, Dominique, did you pray today? Did you go to church on Sunday? And at the moment, I'm like, are you serious? That's what you call? I didn't tell him this over the phone, but I was thinking in my mind, this is what you called me about? And at that moment in my life, the relationship that I had with God was not strong. It was so weak, it was so fragile. And what my mentor did for me was reconfirm and reestablish that relationship to ensure that it wasn't forgotten, to ensure that foundation that was built did not become weak. I see HIV for some people as a hindrance. I see HIV for others as a strength so that they can move forward. For me, HIV is a place in my life that allowed me to be who I am and to have new discoveries that I would not have had before. And something I really want to kind of talk about and mention is I'm grateful that I have HIV. I'm grateful that where I am today because of it, because my life would be completely different if I did not have it.
I think I was about 8 years old. At first, my godmother told me, but I didn't really understand. And then my mother died at 10 years old. So she told me again. At first, I'm like, what is that? I knew it was something negative in a way, but I wasn't really sure what that meant. So as I got older, I started to understand what HIV was. I'm like, wow, it's a disease that, that attacks my immune system. So I've been taking medication all my life, I was diagnosed at 2 years old. So it's like all my life I've been taking medication, And after my mother died, that's when I realized why I was taking medication. So my mother was my everything, and I felt like I cannot trust another person like that. I can't be as close to anyone else like that. So I don't trust people that easily. So for me, it's like I really have to be close with you to actually tell you that I'm HIV positive. Yes, I have a boyfriend. We're gonna be together for almost 4 years next month. So I disclosed to him when we were dating for about 8 months. So he was talking about meeting his family and stuff like that. So that kind of like made me want to disclose to him to see how serious it was really. He accepted me for who I am, you know. So we're still dating till this day.
Did HIV change you as a person, as you see?
Yes. It kind of like changed my outlook on life because sometimes I feel like life is very precious, you know. Don't take anyone and anything for granted. It changed my perspective on relationships too. Like I used to think like, oh my gosh, no one will love me, you know. No one will accept. But I learned to accept myself, and people are going to love you and accept you no matter what if they really care about you.
Kind of scary, but then it started making sense, like, oh, this is why I'm taking medicine. I mean, I was on very basic meds, but this is why I'm taking medicine, and this is how my parents passed away, and then once my parents passed away, we were adopted by my aunt and uncle, and so we became kind of one family. I called them mom and dad. We called each other brother and sisters, and because of the stigma and the time, we didn't, as a family as a whole, we didn't disclose that I had HIV or how my parents died. Because I always thought 1 year at a time. I'm like, I'm not thinking about marriage or kids or anything. Like girls think about that stuff, and I was just like, hey, I'm just trying to survive. You know, I was very flaky in middle school and early high school taking my meds. I tried, you know. And then like the Children's Hospital gave me like a pager to remind me, you know, and stuff. And so that sort of helped, but not really. It's like, I just hate taking these meds. You know, I've been taking them since I was 8 now or 9, and I don't want to take them anymore, you know. I didn't believe in college. I literally lived year to year. You know, I got tired of lying about telling people how my parents died. I wanted all my aunts and uncles and cousins and everyone to know the truth. So I put a photo out on Facebook that has a picture of me that says HIV positive, and then all my 3 kids and my wife holding up signs that says HIV negative. And the slogan was, having a negative family is the most positive thing in my life, because I have a negative family and I love them. And it went viral. It went on USA Today. It was on Huffington Post, it was on Yahoo, it was on BuzzFeed, it was on all the, you know, it was on Huffington Post UK, it was everywhere. I definitely believe in the future. I know I'm gonna live a long, healthy life. I don't have to worry about my health. Yeah, I'm very happy. I love that I have a family. My family's my everything, so I love that I have a wife and kids, and I didn't think I was ever gonna have that. And the doctors couldn't even say I could have that when I was little, you know, but things have changed a lot.
And it's really a story of survival and resilience. And really, they're an indicator of the potential for other generations that are coming behind them all over the world. There are 3 million children, young children all over the world who need antivirals. Many of them are on antivirals, but they could too survive into adulthood and live a very normal lifespan with the availability of these antiviral drugs. And so our kids are really sort of beacons of hope in moving ahead and being able to take care of this generation of children that are exposed and have HIV infection all over the world.
You know, what is the virus? I think it's just one of a number of problems that we've seen pop up. It's really a challenge. I think it was really tragic the way it appeared. The course of it has been terrible, but I think it's, you know, the amount of progress that's been made in dealing with it has been remarkable as well.
Amazing strides from when we went from AZT being the only option, then there was like a cocktail with multiple pills being taken a day. Now we're at the point where there's a 1 pill a day regimen. So it's been amazing scientifically to see what's happening with HIV. My dream is a world without HIV.
And what I've learned is about strength and courage and hope from the children living with HIV, about treating everybody equally, no matter where they come from, what they look like, what they did or didn't do. Well, I hope the future of PHACS is that we will find no major issues with the health of these children, and that one day we won't need PHACS because we'll have cured HIV.
I joined PHACS for several reasons. One, I want to contribute to science. I want to contribute to the developments of the things that's going on around us. The fact that I'm involved with it so closely, I think that I have an obligation to do so. Another reason is to connect with people.
I think studies are so important for the future of HIV and AIDS, and people benefit from my studies when I was little. I guarantee it. They grab blood and extra stuff and scientists and stuff for studies, and that's fine. And I don't need the money. I don't need any of that stuff. I do it to help people.
I feel like I have a voice, like I'm helping. You know, through me, researchers can, you know, find different things or different ways to help people who are affected by HIV.
My dream for the future just has me in my helicopter flying around everywhere. But holistically, I'm hoping that people take advantage of opportunities for their lives. People don't allow the things that they cannot control, allow them to deter everything that they have going on in their lives. My dream really holistically forms an opportunity that everyone gets to pursue the things that they want in their lives, regardless of what's going on around them.
I want people to have hope. I want to travel the world and help people, you know, and really give them hope and show that, like, HIV isn't the killer that it can be, that you can have children, you can be married, you don't have to be afraid of this disease, that, you know, it's real. It's as real as me. Like, I'm 35, I've had it for 35 years. Fact. So you know for a fact that you can live 35 years with it.
My dream is to be a writer and to be a teacher. So to write about issues about the world, you know, to write about HIV, you know, things like that. Taking responsibility for your own life. Taking control of, you know, just not letting your life pass you by, in the sense that just because you have HIV doesn't mean it's the end of your life. It's no longer a death sentence, you know. just taking that control and say that I choose to live. Yes, I'm HIV, but I choose to live.